Hello, I'm Thom. I work with community relations here at Hospice of the Western Reserve. And I just wanted to tell a little bit of how I got to the place I'm at today with community relations. Back in 2002, I was working as a photographer here in Cleveland. And Cleveland Magazine commissioned me to cover a story at the hospice house on one of our patients. That was the first time I did a photo job, and the only time I've done a photo job that I was actually, I guess the best word would be, scared when I went in. I didn't know what hospice was. I knew that it dealt with end of life. I had this image in my head that people would be dying all around me. I went to the job. I met the patient and his wife, Jim and Eileen, and I photographed them. I became very good friends with Jim and Eileen. I would go back and visit a few times here and there when I had time. And I tell people that I learned more about life in a couple visits with Jim than I learned in up-teen years up until that point. The best part is Jim couldn't speak. Jim had ALS. He used a machine to talk, and when he was talking to me, his sentences, he would get so far, and then Eileen, his wife, would actually be able to finish his sentence. It was a wonderful relationship. I ended up getting a phone call one day at my studio to let me know that Jim had passed away, and that was the moment that I knew there was something I needed to do for Hospice of the Western Reserve. And that's when I started donating my services as a photographer to the organization, whether it be for a patient or just covering an event. Whatever they needed, that's what I was there for. Started working with at the beginning of Peaceful and Proud, and just knew that this was a place for me. And then a year ago, I was offered a position to come on staff, and I realized that this is where I truly needed to be. And now I can say at the end of every day, I get to think in my head, somehow I may have helped somebody, where before I couldn't do that. So that's why I'm here at Hospice of the Western Reserve.